my name's Melody Thompson. I'm in the Swindon and Wiltshire LEP, here to talk about the GPIF loans and how that's helped your business. Could you just tell us who you are and a little bit about your business?
Hi, I'm David Simpson. I'm CEO of Simpson Partners. We're a manufacturer of charge points for electric cars. We focus primarily on residential installations. We have quite a niche that we make things that look nice and can be customised for your home.
Super. Could you tell us who Simpson Partners are and what the idea is behind the organisation?
There's several sort of key concepts to the business. The main thing on product-wise is that, charge points are, generally thought of quite a utilitarian item. It's sort of thick plastic, or it's very stylised, like a car accessory. But vehicle charging should be looked sort of more holistically as a piece of architectural furniture. So it needs to match the house, not car. So what we do, we build charge points that sit into the environment. You can choose the colour, the tops. They're thing that should not be noticed and fall back into its natural environments. We set the business up in Wiltshire, in the Cotswolds. We're a very family-based business. We're into technology and craftsmanship and quality. It's a great place to start it in. The countryside, a great inspiration, and it's a good palette for the colours and what we do with our business. We focus on delivering very high quality with great craftsmanship.
Could you tell us a little bit about your business values and what they mean to you in running the organisation?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, being a family business is very important. We concentrate on quality. We're at the higher end of the market. We're still very affordable, but we make things that we think will last a long time. Our sustainability message is about making sure things don't go in a landfill in 3 years' time. One of the most important things about family business is building long-term strategic value in the business rather than looking at short-term gain that you're going to sell it in 3 years' time. I think, as a bit, we built the business obviously for me and my family, to afford to live in this lovely environment of Wiltshire and the Cotswolds, but also as all our staff that are locally based. And I think, as a family business, those people become part of your family, and you have quite a big sort of social responsibilities toward them too. The business, for me personally, probably quite selfishly, I've always been a person who wants to do my own thing. Is right from the days of school, I don't want to follow the crowd. I like being part of a team, but I like to do it my way. Having the business is it's probably cheating that it's not a job. It's a fun thing for me too. Obviously it's got to make money and make you a living, but I don't wake up a day and go into work. It's quite a joyous occasion, really. That might sound a bit cheesy, but it is.
So in terms of the GPIF loan, what issues did you experience that led you to reach out to us and come and look for that funding?
Well, when you start a new business, especially manufacturing technology, it's very capital intensive. There's a lot of setup cost before you can actually start trading and selling your products. When we wanted to start the new business, going to banks a non-starter because there's no trading history. You're deemed quite high risk. There's no proof points really that the business could service a loan. We could have gone down the sort of more traditional venture capital route, but that's a very time-consuming process to get that, and also it's very short-term. 36-month exit cycle. We were looking for more longevity in that, so we reached out to yourselves because we thought that would be a good finance partnership with your long-term view of growing businesses in the area.
And could you tell us what the process was to apply for the loan and how easy you found that?
After the initial, when reaching out to you, applying for the loan was extremely easy. I worked with yourself and Phil, a local partner, and we worked for the application form that was relatively straightforward. And it happened very quickly, and probably 10 times quicker than going to like a traditional sort of venture capital route, where you're looking realistically at minimum 6 months from the first contact to arranging funds, where it happened in months really with yourselves.
I'm guessing that means that you've been able to attain 100% of the business rather than going down the venture capital route you did previously. Has that been really beneficial to you?
Yeah, because with the venture capital routes, you know, a lot of the focus is on reporting and finance control and finance controllers. So you'll be spending more money on, you know, maintaining a relationship with venture capital rather than building a business with marketing and product development and manufacturing.
So Dave, could you tell us how much you received from the Growing Places Infrastructure loan, and how did that initial money help to resolve some of the issues you were experiencing at the startup?
Yeah, so we received $354,000 in September 2021. That money was used to build out our, you know, manufacturing facilities and our paint shop and our production line. You know, getting that money allowed us to sort of accelerate that program and deliver something better quality for more sort of long-term efficiency.
So David, could you tell us what knock-on effects the GPIF loan had on the growth of the business?
Since we received the money, you know, we've hugely increased our payroll of full-time employees right across the organisation, from our manufacturing up to our office or executive level, and those are all local employees. We've managed to expand our installer network across the UK. We've quadrupled our turnover, and now we're looking at our next phase of expansion in the business to take it further.
So David, you've been down the VC route before with the previous business. What would you say is different about the funding you've received from us as a business partner?
Yeah, so, you know, if you go down the VC model, you know, from contact to receiving funds is minimum 6 months. You know, a VC, you know, is a very short-term business plan of 36 months to an exit. You know, I don't think they really care about your business whatsoever. They just care about how much you might make them. You know, their priorities on growth and investment are very different to what, you know, working with yourself would be. You know, building, long-term sort of investment, you know, items like factories and nice facilities and buying machinery, etc., to sort of make your business more efficient in the long term. That wouldn't be a priority for a VC. Working with yourselves, you know, there's a great interest in long-term growth and sustainability. You know, and you know, building a business that, you know, is supported by the community, but the business supports the community too. And that's why I think, you know, you're an excellent choice for a funding partner.
So Dick, where is your business now in terms of the scale up and the future?
Yeah, so we're just going through a process now where we're having our next funding from your team. We're expanding our product portfolio now by probably 3 times, so we'll move into the business markets. So we have lots more products coming along in the next 12 months, and I think one of the key things are, our full-time employed resources are going to really accelerate in our recruitment program. We'll have, in a year's time, at least 80 plus people working in the organisation. We're doing more around energy management and storage. We are now our next phase of expanding our manufacturing facility to double the floor area, adding some extra facilities for 3D additive manufacturing inside the building. The funding we're getting now will help us, expedite that process, and then, build our resource base, double the resources again in the business, and increase our turnover.
If we were to ask you these questions again in a year's time, where do you see yourself in terms of the growth of the business? Yeah,
so, in a year's time, assuming everything goes to plan, and I don't see no reason why that won't happen, is the business will be 4 times the size it is now. So we'd probably be looking for more floor space, factory space in Wiltshire. And we will be one of the top side players in the UK and probably across Europe with our products we've got now. We're already looking at expansion into Sweden and Iceland at the moment, and Norway and Denmark. So there's a huge growth potential, but we'd always have our home and our base will be here in the Wiltshire.
So do you know what the resources will look like in a year's time with those growth plans you've got in mind?
Yeah, so we're expecting to have a minimum of 80 full-time employees working in the business. That'll be across, manufacturing, technology, our support functions, and there'd be very varied role as well, from quite technical roles to the more sort of junior roles, but they will be recruited from the local community.
What would you say to other businesses about why to come to the Swindon and Wiltshire LEP for a Growing Places Infrastructure loan? Is there any advice you can give to them?
Yeah, absolutely. I recommend people I talk to in business today about the wonderful services of your team. Why would I recommend it to people? Is because the people we deal with have a vested interest in the area. It's a very fast and efficient process relative to banks or sort of venture capital sort of routes. There's a common understanding about a long-term business growth and vision rather than short-term gain. And coming to yourselves is, your one of your main drivers is to, build industry, with a legacy and, long-term view in the area. And I think as long as you've got that mindset of your own business, I think you're probably the number one partner to go to.
Super. Thank you, David.